did you, from an overall standpoint, how did you feel your kids played?
I thought the game was winnable. I think we match up pretty well with this team. I mean, I haven't seen everybody in our league. There's not been anybody in our league that I don't think we're kind of equipped with being able to play differently. I think even a crazy team like Sacramento State, I think we can handle that. Maybe the next time we play them, I think we're equipped with our team to be able to play with a lot of different types of players. Now, I haven't seen everybody in the league, but I mean, North Dakota is just a tough team. They're you know, they have nice players that know their role, and they're versatile, and they just hung in and probably weren't playing their best, but, you know, they figured out that they're not shooting the three a lot, and they're 0 for 1 in the first half, and then so they rip drive and get fouls all the time. And, you know, I agree with you, Sam. I don't know that you can beat people when they shoot 31 of 34 and you're getting to the line 13 times. So I'm happy in a lot of – I thought we hung in there in the first half, and, you know, to play to a tie, I liked how we were. I thought everything that we did was – and I told the team this – I thought we earned our baskets, and they had already had I don't know how many attempts, 15 of 16 in the first half, and we just said, man, let's not foul them. Let's not get them to the line and make them earn every basket now instead of at the foul line. And you see how much that helped. That's pep talk. Because they do the same thing again, and we don't get that same production. But ultimately, I felt it at the time, and it's probably a bad thing to have felt, but I felt the first 5 minutes of the second half, we had a chance. Instead of getting it to 7, it should have been 14. And, I mean, and it was 2 turnovers by Didi in the middle of the court. Your best player, you know, 2 walk calls, or she bobbles the first one, and then we have a layup for Steph. She has a kid pinned, and we walk on that. And then we missed a layup, I think, on that, and then we had another turnover. There were 4 empty possessions, and then we scored on the other ones, and they just hung around there. We got it to 7, but it should have been 14 and 16. 12, 14, and that is all you need. That's what you need to just – now you can manage the game a little bit better, and when that spurt happens and they make a couple of threes and you make some mistakes on the defensive end, you know, you withstand that a little bit better. And we let them hang in right there, which a good team does, and now all of a sudden they get a little spurt and they make a couple of threes that on mistakes that we make, or just players making good plays. And and we didn't respond as well when that time happened for us. Again, we continue to have a problem finding enough people to score. We've got 2 scorers that are doing unbelievable amounts for us, and we're just not getting enough production from other people.
And not to pick on Deshara, I mean, she had 20 points and 5 rebounds, 4 assists. You know, a little uncharacteristic with 5 turnovers. But do you need her to shoot better than 8 for 17? I mean, obviously, the obvious answer is you got to be nice, but does she need to be shoot better? And I guess what's in the back of my mind is, well, she had a couple really good looks that just, I think she airballed 2 of them. And you know, then she, I don't know, the next 2 or 3 times she touched the ball, and she comes up with a big basket. But it seemed like at a couple crucial times in possession, she just didn't answer.
Yeah. I don't know that I could pick on Deshara as any more than anyone else on our team. I can point to Kiwi came in the first half, and we got an extra possession, and
Who's Kiwi?
Kiana Williams.
Okay.
And we got an extra possession. It was a 30-second clock, and she took a shot with 27 or 25 seconds. And it's not a bad shot. I told her at half. It's a great shot at 15 seconds or 8 seconds on the shot clock. It's just not the best one. They go to zone towards the end of the half, and we throw the ball ahead to Kylie, and she shoots a 3, steps out of bounds. That's the one where she's not quite ready, but she steps out of bounds. But she's shooting it at 27 on the shot clock. That's not – I want her to shoot. I like her to shoot. We set up stuff for her to shoot all the time. But I don't think that's a good shot at that moment, and we haven't made them work. And I think Didi can get in the same situation. She can we try to get it too early. We try to get it it's, you know, that same shot's going to be there when you rotate it around again and it comes back to you. And that's part of learning who you are and you know, situation, game, time management and the situation of a game. You know, and as a coach, I think it's real important that, you know, I do everything I can to make people confident to shoot. I don't want them second guessing themselves at all, especially people that can score. And,
Right.
and if they feel that, and there's a lot of times I'll say, I don't hate that shot. You know, it may be just the situation. I would love it a lot more if it were later. So you've got to kind of manage that. And I think, you know, with a talented player like DeShera, she probably gets a little bit longer rope than others. You know, she can create. But I think her misses or air balls a lot of times come from fatigue, and I've probably extended her minutes too far, and she's tried to do too much in a possession, and all of a sudden that's the miss. That's those longer ones. I thought the key one that she, you know, the one that she missed inside that rolled in and out was a hard. That was probably you know, we needed to point that basket, and we didn't quite get it.
Do you need a better line from Courtney's out?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even know. You know, I don't care who starts. But it continues to be, you know, same with Amber. Amber didn't get a lot of minutes tonight, but, you know, it's hard. I don't want to, again, she might not be someone that can get you 10 points a game, but when you are in the game that much, you got to find ways to get 6 or 8 points around there. You know, I'm happy with Lindsay's minutes. I thought 7 points for her in that spot. Scotty comes in, you get 6 from her, so in that point guard spot, you're getting about 13 points. But now I'm losing. I don't have enough from, you know, the 3 spot or the 2 spot. If you look at Kylie and Courtney, and again, we just can't afford to have, you know, 2 players in double figures. You gotta find a way to spread the ball and get points from other positions, especially 2 players that are shooting 50% pretty much. They're doing their job. Could they be better? Maybe, but. It's just not enough production from other spots. And I don't care how we get it. You know, it doesn't have to be the person that starts. It's just got to be a little bit better. And, again, I'm going to take a lot of responsibility for this. I think we didn't handle their switching defense well. I didn't expect them to switch so much of that, and we threw the balls right into their hands in the second half. Even though, you know, we kind of talked about that at half, too. Like, you have to be sure of the switching. And we didn't make them pay for switching. And again, I think the biggest stat that kills us is that we had 5 turnovers at half, and we finished the game with 17.
Yep.
That's why our offensive production was bad in the second half.
All right, I don't have anything else for.
How do you keep the women from getting frustrated? What do you tell them to keep?
I don't think. I mean, if they're competitors at all, they're going to be frustrated. And if they want to get better, and if they're sick of losing, they're going to be frustrated. And if they're tired of, and we talked about before the game, if they're tired of being middle of the pack and mediocre, then they're going to be frustrated. So I think that's a really healthy thing for a team that has competitors on it. But it's the same as anything. You have to compete, and you have to fight, and you have to find ways to stay in games and then ultimately win games. And again, I like how I think our team is well equipped to play with pretty much anyone in this league. And I think in the long term, I think we have a chance to improve ourselves. And I preach that to them every day, but we've got to produce more than 58 points at home. And that's just the bottom line. We continue. We gave up 68. I keep saying 70 is always a key number for me. I think you got to get to 70 and you win a lot of games. Even as much as we put them on the line, I think 70 would have won this game. So it's so much about we got to withstand what other people do and be better defensively and keep people off the line. And I think we'll be pretty good on the defensive end. But we've got to find more people that can produce points in different ways. And I think that's the thing that's going to be our Achilles heel. And I think our players will respond to the challenge. And I think they're going to look forward to having a game on Thursday night and being better.
What do you think needs to change in the team for them to finally get over that hump in a game that changes leads as much as that?
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're that far. I just think, you know, there's moments in a game. There's probably always a 2-minute segment in a game that, you know, one team makes plays and the other team kind of is responding. And I thought their threes really hurt us in a key spot. And again, a lot of our mistakes came from our turnovers. We don't get attempts at the basket, and they do. I think their free throw shooting and getting to the line put a ton of pressure on us to be better on the offensive end. So I don't know that there's anything. The only thing that I know to do for this team is to help them to see themselves, watch film, and watch those key possessions where they succeeded and we may have messed up, and watch those possessions on the offensive end of how we could have been better. And I hope and plan and expect our team to take that to heart and compete really hard the next few days in practice, and to be real determined to be on the winning side of a battle like this the next time we play Eastern Washington or anybody else that we play.